Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Grumman Pilot's YouTube channel. And what would a pre-purchase be without looking at baffle seals and the defects that we find in there, like the rolling baffles you just saw. Here's a baffle that doesn't do a very good job of blocking the hole to keep the air up on top for cooling. So again, that's one of the things that we note. And then here's another hole. You can see it right there up in the front, along the front where the top and the bottom meet for the front nose bowl. So stay tuned for some more fun. I'd like to ask you please subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the notify to stay current with our content. May not seem very exciting, but here we have a drop of oil on the bottom of the vent tube. So we're getting oil out of the bottom. That tells us what to look for, and the oil is clear. And while we were doing the pre-purchase, couldn't help but notice this gorgeous sunset going on through the trees at the airport near the hangar, so thought I'd take a picture of that for you too. And then here we're going to look at the wing walk, and on the pilot side you can see there's a number of ripples in the wing walk, so that's going to have to be addressed. And then we even made a note that on the bottom where the nose boot fits in, we saw a lot of new screws and hardware, so somebody had actually been down there recently. And then of course the pig extractor here from the side, it doesn't look so bad on the nose fairing, but notice the ripples in the fiberglass. Well, when you look at it from underneath, a piece has been torn out, and you can well believe that once upon a time there was a mud scraper or snow scraper there. It got clogged up and got completely ripped off. We've seen that many times in the fairings before. That's why a lot of people take those scrapers off. And then here we go. On the propeller, are these scratches deep enough into the paint and down to the aluminum they have to be a concern? This would be a call for a prop shop. A couple of those scratches were fairly deep. Don't know if they'll reject the prop or not, but again, these are things that you're going to note on the pre-purchase for the new owner to take advantage of and look at the airplane and come up with an idea for the evaluation of what it's really worth compared to the condition it's being advertised in. And as you can see, that was a pretty deep scratch. And then we'll look at things like where the rubber is glued to the nose strut. Is it coming off at the bottom? Is it glued well up at the top? You're going to be looking for chips in the paint, dings and things like that that would have to be addressed at an annual to keep the airplane airworthy and to prevent any further damage, such as a chip in the nose strut within there. And then here's a Wookie button, the plug button for the torque tube bolts, and it's missing paint. So at the end of the day on the pre-purchase back in 2009 on this Tiger 965 Tango Echo, we found that the ADs had been complied with. It had one owner. The weight and balance was current. Supplemental info was in order, and the Grumman manual was there. It had recently had an autopilot switch installed, a non-Grumman checklist for baffle repair, a cylinder CHD probe had been replaced, a turn coordinator had been out for overhaul, and the ELT battery had been replaced. Most concerning, though, was the number of years it had been flown. Look at the hours per year that the airplane was flown, and that's a cumulative number. So you can see that between 2008 and 2009, 20 hours. That's not much flying for an airplane. And then here's a list of some of the discrepancies we found as we went through the exterior. Well, we found a number of flap bearings that were beginning to wear and needed replacement. The V-strut fairing on the nose was loose, top and bottom. The fairing had a large crack and a large piece missing. There was some oil. We had ripples in the wing walk, scratches on the propeller, some missing paint. The elevator was misadjusted left to right on the back side. Elevator trim tabs were misadjusted the opposite way, and the left elevator trim was damaged and rippled from an impact going back into a hangar. There was also no radio station license. The software had expired for the GPS for the IFR conditions, and a new drainage hole was needed near the flap motor, and the status LED light appeared on all the time on the tack. We had some minor air leaks, and the spark plugs had been bead blasted but not repainted. They were beginning to rust. So all in all, on a pre-purchase, airplane pretty close to as advertised. Owner did buy the airplane. Unfortunately, that airplane's no longer with us in the fleet due to an overshot landing. But again, ladies and gentlemen, take your time on a pre-purchase. What you're really trying to do is verify the condition of the airplane. I hope this example has been useful and informative for you. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day flying. Your Grumman.